A day longer than a year, the strange time of Venus. Imagine waking up one morning, stepping outside, and realizing the sun hasn't moved in months. Weeks pass. Then years. Still daylight. Still the same sky. Now imagine that by the time night finally arrives, an entire year of your planet's journey around the sun is already over. Sounds impossible, right? But this is not science fiction. This is reality, on Venus. Venus is the only planet in our solar system where a single day is longer than an entire year. And today, we're going to explore this cosmic mystery. Why Venus rotates so slowly. How a day became longer than a year. What it would feel like to live there. And what Venus teaches us about how strange our universe can be. Because sometimes, the strangest worlds are right next door. Globe showing Europe, Africa sparkles. Chapter 1. Meet Venus, Earth's twin, or evil twin. At first glance, Venus looks familiar. It's almost the same size as Earth. It has similar gravity. It formed in the same neighborhood of the solar system. Scientists often call Venus Earth's twin. But don't let that fool you. Venus is one of the most hostile environments we know. Surface temperatures reach about 465 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. The atmosphere is filled with thick carbon dioxide and clouds of sulfuric acid. Air pressure at the surface is more than 90 times greater than Earth's. Standing on Venus would feel like being deep under the ocean, except the ocean is boiling. And yet, despite all these extreme conditions, one feature stands out above all. Time itself behaves differently on Venus. Chapter 2. The Strange Clock of Venus. Let's define two important concepts. A day is how long a planet takes to rotate once on its axis. A year is how long a planet takes to orbit the sun. On Earth, 1 day equals 24 hours. 1 year equals 365 days. Pretty simple. But on Venus, 1 day lasts 243 Earth days. 1 year lasts 225 Earth days. Yes, Venus rotates so slowly that the planet completes a full trip around the sun before it even finishes one full spin. Imagine celebrating New Year's before tomorrow even arrives. On Venus, time feels upside down. Chapter 3. Venus spins the wrong way. It gets even stranger. Venus doesn't just spin slowly, it spins backwards. Most planets rotate counterclockwise when viewed from above the sun's north pole. Venus rotates clockwise. This is called retrograde rotation. If you stood on Venus, the sun would appear to rise in the west and set in the east. The opposite of what we see on Earth. This means a Venusian sunrise would feel incredibly unusual. If humans could survive there, their sense of direction would constantly feel wrong. Chapter 4. Why is Venus so slow? Scientists believe Venus wasn't always this strange. Early in its history, Venus likely rotated much faster, similar to Earth. So what happened? One theory suggests a massive collision early in Venus's history. Billions of years ago, a giant object may have struck Venus, altering its rotation dramatically. Another idea involves the thick atmosphere. Venus has an extremely dense atmosphere, which creates strong winds and atmospheric tides. Over millions of years, these forces may have gradually slowed the planet's spin. Imagine pushing a heavy wheel repeatedly over millions of years. Eventually, it slows down. Venus may be the result of a cosmic tug-of-war between gravity, atmosphere, and time. Chapter 5. What would a day feel like on Venus? Let's imagine you could safely stand on Venus. You wake up. The sky is orange and dim because sunlight struggles to pass through thick clouds. Hours pass, but the sun barely moves. Days pass, still daylight. Weeks later, the sun slowly creeps across the sky. A single sunrise to sunset cycle would take about 117 Earth days. That means sunrise to sunset would last nearly 4 months. Sunset to sunrise would also last 4 months. Life on Venus would experience incredibly long periods of daylight and darkness. Imagine 4 months of continuous daytime, followed by 4 months of night. Your biological clock would struggle to adapt. Sleep schedules would become meaningless. Chapter 6: Venus versus Earth, a comparison. Let's compare. Earth. Day length, 24 hours. Year length, 365 days. Rotation speed at equator, 1,670 kilometers per hour. Venus. Day length, 243 Earth days. Year length, 225 Earth days. Rotation speed, extremely slow. Venus rotates so slowly that standing on its surface, you would barely notice movement at all. The planet feels almost frozen in time. Chapter 7: The longest sunset in the solar system. Because Venus rotates so slowly, sunsets would be spectacular. On Earth, sunsets last minutes. On Venus, sunset could last days, or even weeks. The sun would slowly sink below the thick clouds. Shadows would stretch gradually. Light would dim slowly, almost imperceptibly. It would feel like time itself was slowing down. Chapter 8: Why scientists study Venus. Studying Venus helps scientists understand planet formation, climate change, atmospheric physics, planetary evolution. Venus may hold clues about Earth's future. Billions of years ago, Venus might have had oceans. It might even have been habitable. But something changed. A runaway greenhouse effect turned Venus into an inferno. By studying Venus, scientists learn how climates can dramatically transform, and how delicate planetary balance really is. Chapter 9: Space missions to Venus. Many spacecraft have visited Venus. NASA's Magellan mission mapped the surface using radar. The Soviet Venera missions actually landed on Venus, but they survived only minutes due to extreme heat and pressure. Future missions aim to study Venus in more detail. Scientists hope to understand why Venus evolved differently from Earth, whether Venus once had water, how its atmosphere became so extreme. Venus remains one of the most mysterious worlds in our solar system. Chapter 10: A planet where time feels broken. Venus challenges our understanding of time. We are used to predictable rhythms: day and night, seasons, years. But Venus shows that planetary time can behave very differently. A world where a day lasts longer than a year reminds us the universe does not follow human expectations. It follows physics. And physics can produce strange, beautiful, unexpected realities. Chapter 11: Imagine living on Venus. If humans ever built floating cities above Venus's clouds, timekeeping would be unique. Calendars would look very different. One birthday might occur before the sun completes one full journey across the sky. Time would feel stretched, slow, almost surreal. It would change how humans perceive life itself. Chapter 12: Why this matters. Understanding Venus helps us understand Earth. Venus shows how small differences in planetary conditions can create completely different worlds. Earth remained habitable. Venus became extreme. The difference may have been just the right distance from the Sun, or the right atmospheric balance. Venus reminds us that our planet is precious and rare. Time is not universal. On Venus, a day lasts longer than a year. A sunrise lasts months. The sun rises in the west, and time itself feels unfamiliar. Yet Venus is just next door in cosmic terms. The universe is full of strange worlds, and each discovery reminds us how incredible reality truly is. If you enjoyed this journey through space and time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone curious about the universe. Because sometimes, the strangest mysteries are hiding in plain sight, just one planet away.